Good morning, YouTube viewers and subscribers. So on the bench today I've got a troubling engine to me. This is my HP VT21 rotary valve 4-stroke engine, and I say troubling engine because I've had nothing but issues with this engine since I've had it. Many of you have seen some of the videos I've already made of this engine, and yes, I do have the bevel gear freed up from that little pinion shaft. That was never ever the problem I've had with this engine. But I do have some other another run video that kind of shows the issue, and I'm going to go through it again today. I took this out yesterday and I started trying to run it, and again it just will not idle down and run at idle. And I spent probably a good hour yesterday playing with the low speed needle, leaning it out, several different plugs. I'm using Omega control line fuel, which is 10% fuel with 22% oil, which is a recommended fuel for this engine. And I've got a Zor 10-4 prop, which is the largest recommended prop for this. I figured the largest prop that it can run or handle should help with the idle issue, but so far it hasn't. So today I decided I would put all this stuff on video. I'm going to try 3 or 4 different plugs, which I'll put pictures up of and show. Only one or only 2 of them I know what they are, because once you open up a plug, you get it with an engine, you have no clue what it is unless you can really identify it. Right now I've got an Enya number 3 plug in here. Yesterday I was running a KMB 7311, which is what the Mikoa site says will run perfectly in this engine. So I'm going to go put a little bit more fuel in this tank. I've also got a thermocouple set up on this, and I'll show you a picture here of where I've got it placed. Got it placed pretty much right below the glow plug in the combustion area, and I've got a separate camera that I'm going to be showing with just the temperature. I don't believe this is an overheating issue at all, and in fact I've also completely disassembled this engine yet again this morning, cleaned it out, did a very thorough visual inspection of all parts, and I cannot find a single issue with this engine at all. Now, this is an engine I bought used on eBay a year and a half or so ago, so I don't remember what the seller was saying about it, but I bought it because I thought it seemed like it would be a pretty decent running engine. Since I bought it, I've had it apart many times, and I also upgraded the head to a bearing head for some stupid reason. I don't know why I wasted the money on that, but I did. So anyway, let me top off this tank and make some runs with this and show you guys the issues I'm having with this engine. And if anybody's got any suggestions, feel free. Okay, so let's prime this per the procedures. Throttle fully closed. Although it doesn't seem to be taking a prime. Thought this thing spun up a little more than that. And here we go. This nice starter doesn't want to stay on this Enya plug. Being worse than before now. See, this fucking piece of shit. I think I'm gonna go change plugs. Okay, so now this is the 7311, K&B 7311 plug. Fuck. I guess tachometer is kind of irrelevant at this point. Closed. 1, 2 and a half. It's dying like there's no fuel. Let's open this up some more. I mean, there's no throttle stop screw on this thing. You can't. There's no throttle stop screw. You can't set the throttle stop at all. I just had an issue with the frickin' camera. I don't even know what I was doing now. Had the glow on there, so if it was rich, it should have still been running. It's not overly hot. I don't know where to go from here with this. So as soon as I start to take the nye off, it was like it was dying then, like it was too rich. Let me rotate that in another turn. I mean, I've got an HP 49 and it's a sweet running engine, but this thing is just nothing but a piece of shit. That was as low as I could ever think I've gotten it to idle. See, I could get it to go lower as long as I kept the nye on there like it's still rich. That's why I was going leaner on this low speed, because that's what that seems to indicate. do another plug change here. Alright, that's another 2-stroke plug of some variety. Damn it. Everything indicates that it's still rich on the low end. Okay, I think I've reached my frustration level here. Okay. So that's how this fucking thing runs. By far one of the most frustrating engines I've ever tried to run. Even more so than a Fox, because at least a Fox sort of adheres to certain known guidelines. This one just doesn't make any goddamn sense at all as to why it won't idle down and why it sounds like shit. No matter how much I lean that low speed out, it doesn't change. It always sounds crappy. It won't idle below maybe 4,500. And this is not a new engine. I bought it used. I've run probably run this thing probably 25 times now. Nothing has ever changed. Nothing. It runs the same way every damn time, and as I just showed, even with 3 different plugs, it runs exactly the same way every time. So, and I think I've proven to those that watch my channel that I know how to tune a freaking engine. So either this one is just from a fucking parallel universe that I don't understand, or there's just something inherently I'm doing wrong with this engine, or there's just something wrong with this engine that really can't be seen with the naked eye. So like I said, I've been inside this engine 3 or 4 times. I can't find anything physically wrong with it. I don't know what the hell to do with it other than chuck it across the road. At least that's the mood I'm in right now and about how I feel about this thing. So I mean, it looks pretty. It sounds okay at top end. I have no idea if 8,200 or whatever. It was hard for me to see what the RPM reading was when trying to adjust hold the knife starter on the engine on this side of the engine with the tack facing that way, so it's tough to see all of that. It's a cute engine, looks nice, runs like shit. This one might be one that I'm willing to part with, because it's just, every time I look at it now, it's just a fucking frustrating thing to look at, because there's no reason that I can see that this engine should not run properly. It's got the right plugs, it's got the right fuel, it's got a prop, it's got the right timing. I know how to time this engine. I've timed it several times. These aren't tough to time, so it's not like it's mistimed, unless it is mistimed by a tooth. But I mean, I had equal amount of opening on the rotary valve and the inlet and the exhaust exactly like they say. So, I mean, I don't know. One more tooth on one way or the other does not give me equal openings on one or the other of these. So, all I know is pretty frustrated right now, but at least the weather is nice and cool for Florida standards. And I do smell like glow exhaust, so I guess that's the positive that comes out of this. Thank you all for watching, and if anybody maybe is interested in this engine, or at least has some other suggestions aside from me throwing it across the street, let me know.